You typically go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
That's actually a good tactic for an interview.
Yeah.
Is you start talking before them. You're like, oh, do you want me? Oh.
You keep interrupting.
Yeah, like
So what are your greatest strengths?
Well,
What are your greatest?
Do you have any snacks?
For the interview?
Do you have any snacks for the interview? Are you a good interviewer?
No, terrible. I don't think I've been on a job interview in, 15 years.
Which is weird because you're like a good actor.
And I've had a lot of jobs. Did I ever tell you about when I interviewed at Foot Locker?
Did you go dressed as a ref?
No, I wore a suit.
Hilarious. Maybe even funnier.
Yeah, I was like, I went dressed like an NBA coach to Foot Locker. No, I was like 16. My buddy Nate worked there.
Chicago Nate?
No, Nate.
Oh, Nate, yeah.
And
Pittsburgh Nate.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, come work here at Foot Locker. And I was like, okay. So like, I go in there, I'm wearing a suit. There's I feel like an idiot. Nobody else is dressed up. It was a dude dressed like just a Foot Locker employee interviewing me. Like, I'm better dressed than the guy interviewing me.
It looked like you were like trying to get him to explain like why someone was fouled.
Yes.
You're like, I understand.
like I'm taking a private conference with a rep. But I remember they asked me what the strengths and weaknesses type question, and I said one of my weaknesses was, well, I could wear better shoes. I said I could step my shoe game up. And then he told Nate that he didn't give me the job because I was chewing gum in the interview.
Wow, you were chewing gum? Damn, it's crazy how
far I've come.
far you've come. It really is. It really is. I remember interviewing for multiple jobs at one point and just lying profusely about like what my experience was. Just like in like putting down, like I put down like my buddy Bill was like my old warehouse manager, and just being like, yeah, we did a ton of like inventory. They were like, are you familiar with like inventory? I'm like, that's all I did was inventory. They're like, where'd you work?
Inventory.
I was like,
middle name's inventory.
I was like, I worked for this real hard ass Bill. Man, he busted my chops, but I learned a lot. And I would just like give people fake names and their phone numbers.
I remember I interviewed for a job back in the day at when I interviewed at like Highmark, when I worked at the answering the phones. And I remember halfway through, I ended up working there for 5 years, but I remember halfway through I was like, oh, I don't even really want this. I don't want to do this.
Oh, dude, many times I've been in interviews. I interviewed for Aflac Insurance and like went in and also wore like a suit and like kind of.
You wore your dad's suit?
Yeah, I wore my dad's suit. That's right. I wore my dad's suit. So I went in and did the interview in my dad's suit and kind of nailed the interview. But then they told me it was all commission based. Like I wouldn't get paid unless I sold Aflac Insurance. And I was like, I couldn't like wrap my head around that. And they were just like, so like we'd love to get you started soon. And I was like, oh, I think I'm okay. And they couldn't believe that I turned the job down in front of them. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Oh, in the moment you turned it down?
Yeah, they like offered me the job after the interview. They're like, we'd love to get you started soon. Like, you know, bring a list of like clients, potential clients.
You didn't even say, I'll let you know? You just said no?
I was like, you know what, I'm not sure if this is right for me.
Dude,
they're like, really?
That.
And I was like, yeah, I think I'm just looking for something else. And they were like kind of offended.
I feel like you should have told this when I used to do the podcast about I don't know if you told that part of the story when I used to do the work podcast.
I don't think I had done that yet.
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
that had happened in my life. I've just been in so many situations where I didn't think I was going to need a job ever again, and then I needed a job. And, and then had to go and like bullshit my way through, you know, a bunch of interviews.
Do you remember when I retired in 2017?
Of course.
9 months.
It was 9 months of bliss.
9 months.
You drew on your retirement.
I took out my 401k.
Yeah.
I had like 18 grand.
Yeah.
And I was
Dude,
traveling.
for you, that's like 100 grand, man.
It was, dude. I could do some damage with
18 grand, man. Forget it.
With 20 grand or less.
Yeah. I might die if I get 20 grand. That's why I don't get money.
That was a job where I tried to get fired
every day.
Every day. It was like a thing where like I would come in late every day, but it wasn't like It wasn't like 5 minutes late. It was like 30 minutes late, 45 minutes late, hour late. And I remember my boss had to pull me aside. And I felt bad because I liked my boss, but I hated the job. And I remember I told her the one day, she was like, you were late every day this week. And I was like, I know, but I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't want to be here.
And she was like, you can't tell me that.
Right.
Come on, Ray. Like, you can't say that. I was like, I know, but I'm trying really hard. I feel bad you have to do this. I feel bad you have to take time out of your day to have this conversation.
To me, some idiot.
And I was like, and I just don't care. And then she was finally like, well, obviously, just so you know, they are known for fighting unemployment.
And you're like, okay.
And I was like, that's what they would fight it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd like to put in my 2 weeks.
Yeah. Dude, I think you did this. I convinced the company to lay me off.
That's brilliant.
It was the best thing I ever did.
I'm jealous of that.
I went into work. I was working a construction job, and this old dude, Dave, who just stood outside of the garage we had and smoked cigarettes. I'm walking past him, and he just looks at me. He's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what's up? He's like, I mean, what are you really doing here? He's like, you don't want to be here, do you? And I was like, no. He's like, they're getting ready. Winter was coming, and how ominous. But he's like, they're gonna get ready to do layoffs for the winter. He's like, just tell them you want to be laid off. I was like, I can do that? They were like, yeah. And they were like, nobody else really wants to be laid off. Like, if you just volunteer and tell them you'll come back, you don't have to come back.
That's awesome.
And I remember I went up that day to the HR guy, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be like sort of in some personal stuff and like traveling, and like I kind of get some stuff figured out in my own life. Like, I know layoffs are coming. Like, I would be willing to volunteer. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. And like the next day they had the paperwork, and I turned in my keys, and that was it. And I had 6 months of like,
I'm so jealous of that.
Paid leave. And then after that, I had no money and no job.
Yeah, but that's a tomorrow problem. I've always been about leaving those problems for tomorrow.
What do you think about the interview like tactics of like, you know, my greatest weakness is actually my strength?
I think the whole interview thing is so stupid.
Yeah, I don't really care to be interviewing people. I feel like it's like if I don't know you, I also wouldn't like hire anybody I didn't know.
I would. You already know I would be terrible at firing somebody. I would also be terrible at trying to hire somebody.
Do you want to interview me?
Yeah, let me interview.
Okay, what's the job? CEO.
No, you can't. I would not have you as the CEO of my company.
Are you a CEO?
Yeah, I'm the CEO of the company.
What would I be?
It's we're selling insurance.
Okay.
You're gonna find me an insurance agent.
It's familiar.
Okay. Well, because you have experience.
Yeah.
I want to see how well you did in this Geico interview or whatever it was.
Hey.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you showing up on time.
Oh, thank you, man.
Not. You're 5 minutes late.
Hey, better be 5 minutes late than 5 minutes later.
That's not a saying. Okay, so I'm looking over your resume.
Look over my resume, and if you have any questions, please let me know.
And it says you have 10 years experience in selling insurance.
Yeah.
That's a
so
lot.
I wanted to talk to you about that. Like, I know you're like the guy here. You're the man. This is your place, right?
Thank you.
I mean, when I was talking through here, everybody was like, "You gonna go see Ray?" I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Oh man," they were like high-fiving me. They're like, "This, you're gonna have fun with that dude."
Well, see, now I know you're lying. Everybody here hates me.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody here hates me. I run a pretty tight ship.
Well,
I know
you know
they
what?
spit in my coffee in the morning.
It's funny you say
I know
that.
that they let the air out of my tires on the way here, and it's because I treat everybody pretty disrespectfully.
Well, dude, you know, it's funny you say that. I was talking to them on the way in, and they were saying they don't like you, and I was like, dude, I don't know what they're talking about. This guy's pretty cool.
I'm not a miserable. Ever since my third divorce, I just really have
What's been going on with you and your old lady?
I don't. Third divorce. I don't have no
Okay.
lady. I'm by myself.
You
Me
seen
and my
anybody?
dog.
You strike me as like a bachelor, man. You strike me as like a guy that would go out on the town.
I'm celibate.
Can I be honest? You know what you need? You need to take some time off. Why don't you let me run the ship for a little bit? I'll do it for you, man, because I think you're a good dude. Take 6 months. I'll sort of step into your shoes seamlessly. You already know I got experience. Hey, what? You need some water, man? What? Hey, do you want to have a seat?
This job is the only thing keeping me from putting a gun in my mouth.
Oh, wow.
So if I do take time off, it will be the end. So yeah, take it. Job's all yours.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
and you would let that happen.
I mean, I nailed the interview. I got the job. I actually got a better job. I got your job. And it seems like I've made it a lot better for the people in the office.
I know.
You're all going to love me after I got rid of you and had you kill
This
yourself.
Ray guy's awful.
You've been through a lot.